no, the Friends of,
we go back in history before, this committee's been active for a number of years, raising money for this field, and I think as a result of what occurred, none of that money gets spent, and now they're putting it into the field to finish the project.
okay, so just rolling it back in.
So I'll entertain a motion. Mr. Yule.
Mr. Chairman, I move to accept on behalf of the Turf Field Committee a gift from the Friends of North Reading Parks and Recreation Committee, Inc., and said funds are to be expended for the purpose of purchase and install state-of-the-art lighting. Should say installation, but
Second.
Motion by Mr. Yule, second by Mr. Vino. Further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Next item on our agenda is appointments to the Als Fire Study. As a follow-up to our discussion at our last meeting, the board agreed to Steve O'Leary's suggestion of a ALS Fire Study Committee consisting of the town administrator, the fire chief, 2 members of the fire union, of which they would select, and 2 members of the board selected by the chairman of the board, and a member of the finance committee selected by the finance committee. Over the course of between our last meeting and now, I was notified by the fire department union that Barry Galvin and Michael Tanian are their appointees to the ALS committee, and the finance committee has appointed Alan Walpin. And as chair, I am, because I believe of the importance of this, I am going to sit on this committee and have asked our vice chair, Sean Delaney, to also sit on the committee. So with that, I would like approval. That would be my recommendation for the committee, and I would like a motion to that effect.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place into nomination the following names for appointment as members of the ALS Fire Study Committee for terms to expire on, I do not have a date. Do we have a date?
We left it intentionally blank. I would suggest, rather than doing this, that they be appointed until June 30th of 2010. That will allow sufficient time.
I think that's, the goal is obviously to get this done sooner than that, but
To expire June 30th, 2000.
Right.
Names are Robert Messeri, Board of Selectmen; Sean Delaney, Board of Selectmen; Alan Wolpin, Finance Committee; Barry Galvin, Fire Department; Michael Tanian, Fire Department; Greg Valuconis, Town Administrator; Richard Harris, Fire Chief.
a motion by Mr. Yule. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Vino. Discussion.
Yes, I would ask Mr. Chair that if there's, unless there's any objection, we vote it all as one rather than individual,
Sure.
unless a board member wants to vote it individual.
I have no problem with all this one.
Yeah.
All appointed.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
just a quick question on these forms here. They have, do all Board of Selectmen sign in this area here?
No,
No.
just
The clerk
one board.
does.
Just the board.
Just one board does,
Yeah.
okay. So I-
Yes, that's, I've had them printed up in advance. And public hearing on, informational hearing will start at 7:30, so why don't we go to ambulance abatements? Is the chief still here?
Yep.
Mr. Harris.
What we're trying to do is clean up excess
bills that we've had since 2004. We were given a task by you folks to go forward and find out if we collect any of the money that was owed to us since 2004. We've done that. We've given a company called Comstar an opportunity to go forward and collect as much money back as we could. Going backwards to 2004.
Sure.
They've come up and they've said this is all they can do. This is the best that they can come up with. And what you have in front of you is from 2004 to 2009, monies that they believe that is uncollectible. And it comes up to $46,001.97, which is 3.12% of the total collected between the period 2004 and 2009.
So the numbers above are what they collected, Chief? So from that, from 2004 to 2009, they collected $1,474,536. They handle all of the billing, 100% of the billing. This does not include money that was collected by the ALS
This is any money that was
company.
collected by.
This is just North Reading
North Reading.
revenue. Okay.
What we're trying to do is clean up all of the backlog that we have. Company B, uncollectible. That's what you're trying to get back.
So this is a list of the individuals that we're writing off. And how do they define uncollectible?
What they've done is they've sent out bills, they've tried to chase down addresses, sent out 3 bills. Some have gotten back to say no address, can't find anybody, other people are deceased. What we did is we went back and we found out addresses that we could find through using the police department and Barbara Stats, and forwarded them to them, those addresses to them, and they've gone as far as they can with billing, trying to get the money back. They deem it as uncollectible.
Do we have a breakdown of uncollectible by year?
We do.
Yeah.
Four pages into your packet. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the amount of collected, that's
Right.
collected today.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Why I ask, I was just wondering, if we're looking at a percentage by year, is there a trend, up, down, is it flat? Could we, I'm sure we have that information, could we get that?
You get that, yeah. I can ask
So basically, what I'm looking for example, in 2004, right, they collected $227,895. How much didn't they collect? And what is that percentage? So we can compare it against the average and see if we're doing better, or we're slipping, or we're just
Yeah.
holding our own.
If-
What's happened is they've changed the way that they do billing and so forth.
Mhm.
We're trying to, with the new program, we're going to be going online very shortly. Our ultimate goal is to have the bill out within 24 to 48 hours tops. And by going computerized, we should be able to get that, maintain that goal. Before, what we used to do was handwrite them, then the lady in the back room would take them, handwrite them, put it on the program that they needed to be sent back to them, mail it to them, they get it through mail, they take it, key it into their billing structure, and they produce a bill that takes about a week, a little bit longer by the time we used to do that. And what we do now is we get the bills out within the second day of getting the bills, except for the weekend, take one on Monday. We ship all the paperwork directly to the company that does our billing for us. Our goal is that as soon as Monday morning comes, we'll be able to take it through computer and be able to shoot it over via email to our company. So we're hopefully, which by changing our way that we do our billing, we'll be able to collect quicker and more efficient.
Can I ask a question, Bob?
Mrs.
Oh,
Hurley?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Through you, Mr. Messeri, to the chief. A while back, we had a discussion about past due and abatement. And part of that discussion included
Chief, on some of these that have, say, like another address written in, I'm not gonna mention any names.
Yep.
Does that mean that we did not try to collect, or we did try to collect?
We forwarded those addresses and so forth to our building company.
Oh, we did? So we still may collect,
What you'll see is what we forwarded to them.
so we still may collect on these, even though we're gonna write them off tonight?
They're saying that we're not gonna be able to collect anything on
Are they, yeah, of course, and I know they're not here. I mean, some of these are pretty high bills, and I'm wondering if they're just giving up because they don't want to go after us. You know?
it.
And I mean, I know that,
We've given them, well, Greg, the DA has given them exactly the same information that you gave to us.
Yeah.
Greg talked to them directly and told them how we wanted to go forward towards billing and collections.
and there's one here, it's not that high of a bill, but it's no response to the collector's letter, and I happen to know that person's still there, too. And it's just being written off.
Well, there's a much higher percentage of bills, I haven't looked at the, I'm just thumbing through this, in 2004, 5, and 6, 7. And there are in 8 and 9. I haven't looked at the amounts
Yeah.
to see, but that's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
When did they start doing this? How long have they been doing this? Doing the
Yeah.
collection for us?
A collection from us,
Yeah,
8 years now,
8?
8 years.
All right, so all of this is in their time frame.
This is the only company that I know of that we've used.
Yeah, I think before we were doing it on our own,
We're
right?
doing
Yeah.
our own bill. We pay them a percentage of whatever they collect.
Are you comfortable with their decision on this?
At this point, I guess.
Chief, what efforts do they make in terms of trying to collect on this? What's their process, do you know?
We send out letters to the addresses that we give them. They send it back to us after 3 tries, and we can either check off, send it to Experian, send it to a collection agency. That's been the policy, that after the 3 tries and the addresses that we give them, then we bring it forward to you. So, they do send some of them to Experian, which puts it.
But all that does is put it on their credit report.
Flags, right?
Flags it.
What percentage does ComStar
5%.
retain? 5%? Has there been any thought of turning it over to an attorney to do collections work? Not that I do that work, no, but I'd want to do that work, but
I brought that up to Greg, and I believe he brought it up to you folks. We can turn it over to a, the town does have a collection agency that they use. We can pass it over to them,
What,
whichever way you decide you want to go.
this percentage of money that they've collected, is that including their fees? So what percentage,
this is
what's
all
the
money
fee
they-
percentage they get?
5.
5%.
5%.
Do they give 5% back on what they don't collect?
No, they only get 5%, they only get 5% of what they collect.
No, I understand that. Mr. Chair?
So basically, what it amounts to is the amount of effort they have to put in to collect these other items far exceeds their cost, and therefore, they're not
Would you